when we are having a project, when we are assessing a project, sometimes it involves damage to the environment or or pollutions to the environment. In such cases, we need to put the dollar values on these items. And here are some general principles we want to follow. So projects often involve damage to the environment. We need a way of incorporating these costs using dollar value as the measuring rod. Some damages cannot be measured in dollar terms with any degree of confidence. So it's actually not an easy exercise here. Okay, so the basic methods used to measure any benefit or costs is the consumers of the environment. Is the consumer's willingness to pay if the property rights over the environment are vested in the polluter or damagers, or willingness to accept, consumers' willingness to accept if the property rights are vested in the consumers. Alright, let's look at an example. What do I mean? If the rights to clean air are vested in the consumers, which is non-polluters, then we would ask the consumers how much are you willing to accept for the continuation of air pollution? Okay, because they have the right, they have the property rights. However, if the rights to clean air, are vested in the polluters, this could be due to historic access, for instance. Then we would ask the consumer how much they would be willing to pay to stop the air pollution. So it kind of depends on who owns the rights. Often, there's no easy way of determining where the property rights lay. And we have a convention like this. All presumptions of ownership are such that you use WTP, willingness to pay, or willingness to accept, under the following conditions. If it is to secure a benefit, we ask consumers' willingness to pay. How much are you willing to pay for it? If it is to give up a benefit, so it's a kind of cost, we ask how much are you willing to accept. If it is to prevent a loss, so it's kind of benefit here. How much are you willing to pay for it, for preventing a loss? If it is tolerate a loss, that's a cost. Then how much are you willing to accept for it? WTP and willingness to accept might be the same or might be different. That is, people might view losses differently from gains. So if they are very different for particular cases we are looking at, then problems arise unless there is no doubt about the ownership pattern, ownership structure. So essentially what we are doing here is we are actually putting a value on everything. Okay, so let's look at the economic value of anything. We can think that the total economic value of anything is composed of actual use value. We use this item, we derive a value of it, plus the option values. So which is the opportunities for future use, and plus existing values. Okay. So we know the item exists there and there's value associated with this. So actual use value is the benefit from using it, which is consumer surplus or expected consumer surplus. Option value is benefit from knowing that the resource can be used in the future, so which is expected consumer surplus. Existing value is benefit from simply knowing the resource is there. This generally arises from altruism. For example, we can have the following situations. First is bequest motives, keeping resources for future generations. It could be due to gift motive. We don't have any current use or expected future use, but we still like it to be there for others. It could be due to sympathy for people and animals and plants. And some motives arise under stewardship, like responsibility for resources and environment, as felt by the traditional Aboriginal societies. So when we are considering or assessing projects, we are actually talking about futures. So now the total economic value will be expected consumer surplus plus option value and existing values. So we can combine these two terms. So we call this option price. So total economic value is option price plus existence values. Alright, in our decision makings, if a project that involves environmental, external benefits or costs, and these are valued and separated from market benefits and costs, then we can just add them up. So this is NPV of the market benefit and cost. This is NPV of the external benefits or costs. Then sum them up. If the sum is positive, then we judge that this project is efficient. Otherwise, it's not efficient.